So today we're going to be talking about multiplying fractions by a whole number. So just like we did yesterday, I might have asked you what is 1/3 of 4, and we would take the 4 counters or the 4 cubes and then try to figure out how to put them into groups. So today we're just going to learn how do I just multiply a fraction by a whole number. So we're going to start off first by rewriting our problem. And how we're going to do that is we are going to first change the whole number to a fraction. So we're going to take this 4 and we're going to make it a fraction. How we do that is we're going to first change the number to a fraction. We're going to take the whole number and make the whole number our numerator. So we're going to write the 4 as our numerator. Then what we're going to do is our denominator is going to become the number 1. So I've done one up here for you. So we have 1/3, which is 1/3, times 4. And we are going to write 4 with the numerator 4 and the denominator 1. So this is 4 divided by 1, which also means just 4. Okay? So make sure that you have that your denominator is 1. Now, using what we know about multiplying a fraction by a fraction, we're going to go ahead and first multiply our numerators. So we're going to do 1 times 4. And 1 times 4 equals 4. Then we're going to do 3 times 1. And 3 times 1 equals 3. Now, what I notice right now is that I have an improper fraction because the 4 is bigger than the 3. So, remember, if the numerator, which is the 4, is bigger, so we're going to write the word bigger, than the denominator, you can change it to a mixed number or a whole number by dividing the numerator by the denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 4 divided by 3 because the 4 is bigger than the 3. So over here, I'm just going to take my 4, divide it by 3, and 3 goes into 4 one time. So that 1 is going to become my whole number. 1 times 3 is 3. Then I'm going to subtract. 4 minus 3 is 1. Because I have a remainder, I'm going to make this remainder my numerator. And this is what we kind of did for homework last night. And the 3 is going to stay my denominator. So, when I'm asked 1/3 times 4, that's going to equal 4/3. But if I reduce it, my answer is 1 1/3. I have to change it to a mixed number because 4/3 is an improper fraction. So I'm going to go ahead and just write my answer 1 1/3. Okay? We also want to always remember to reduce if necessary. So I can also look at my fraction and see, is my fraction 1/3, is that reduced? Okay? And I'm going to say that yes, it's reduced because the numerator is not half of the denominator, so it's not 1/2. Okay? And I cannot divide the numerator and the denominator by the numbers 2, 3, or 5. So this 1/3 is reduced already. So my final answer would be 1 1/3. Okay? Let's go ahead and try this one together. So I have 3 times 1/4. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the 3 to a fraction. So the 3 is going to become my numerator. And I'm going to put the 3 over 1. because this still means 3. 3 divided by 1 is still 3. So 3 over 1 still means the whole number 3. And I'm going to times it by 1/4. When I do that, I see that 3 times 1 is 3. And 1 times 4 is 4. Then I'm going to look. The numerator is not bigger than the denominator, so I do not need to change it to a mixed number. I also notice that 3 and 4 cannot be divided by 2, 3, or 5, so I do not need to reduce 3/4. So 3/4 is my final answer. On my next problem, I see that I have 2/5 times 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite my problem, and I'm going to make my 5 a fraction. So the 2/5 stays the same times this 5. So I'm going to put the 5 as my numerator over 1. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply it. Okay? So 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5. Now I notice that this numerator is bigger than the denominator. So I'm going to have to make it a mixed number or a whole number by taking 10 divided by 5. 10 divided by 5. So I can put 2 5s into it, and 2 times 5 is 10. I don't have any remainder, so the 2 is my final answer. The answer is a whole number. So I'm going to just write the 2 here, okay? And if you didn't do it over here, you're probably going to write the answer 3/4 too, okay? All right. If you need to rewatch this video or pause it, please do so and go ahead and do these 3 problems on your own. When you're finished, you're just going to wait until we go over it, and you're going to go to Symphony Math. Thank you.